Hello, everyone. This is Santosh Kristudas, aka Sunny. I'm here with the Ottawa Book Expo with Yogi Kalra. So, Yogi Kalra is a senior SAP consultant with over 25 years in SAP implementations as team lead, project manager, and independent resource in most SAP modules. Additionally, he is the author of several books on SAP finance and supply chain, SD logistics, and a professor of SAP, FICO, and SCM at private colleges. His company, Innovap, is a SAP partner with offices in GTA, US, and India, and they implement SAP projects and sell licenses. They also have their own products that interface and complement SAP. Innovap is also the Canadian partner for GUIXT, a UI that makes working on SAP very easy and enhances customer experience. Thank you so much, Yogi Kalra, for joining us today. And yeah, to start off, what is SAP and what does it stand for?
Thank you, Santosh, for having me. So SAP is a German company based in Waldorf in Germany. It's been around for about 53 years now, or 52 at least. Originally, it was called Systems, Applications, and Processes in Data Processing. It is in the ERP industry, enterprise resource planning. It sort of mirrors all the departments in a company. So there'll be a sales, there'll be distribution, there'll be finance, there'll be manufacturing, project management, so on and so forth. So it has about 30 odd modules in its core software, which is called S4. Also called as S4 HANA. Uh, so most of the companies, 95%, I would say, of the large companies, let's say Fortune 1,000, maybe even Fortune 5,000, use SAP in some form or the other. These companies collectively do a business of almost $50 trillion all over the world,
Wow.
trillion with a T, all over. So they're that big. Now, of course, as time has gone on, it's proliferated even to the medium sector, and a lot of companies have gotten SAP on the cloud, which is more affordable. And in the last few years, we've seen an explosion of SAP implementations and usage world over. So that I think is, it's become to the ERP industry almost what Windows is to computers, with that kind of a presence in the enterprise resource planning industry. That's how I like to call it.
That's incredible. So this SAP is makes life easier for everybody. That's why like people use it all over the world. It seems you have like some people using it in GTA, America, and India, like all the IT hubs of the world. Wouldn't you agree?
That's right. It's to my knowledge and understanding, it's used in over 150 countries in the world
Wow.
in over 25 or 27 different languages. So it does make the life very simple. Imagine a time 30 years ago, 20 years ago, even as recently, there was a position called EDP manager,
Mm.
electronic data processing manager. That person was the king in a company. Even the managing director and directors used to literally beg that person for information at the end of the month, in the beginning of the month to know their accounts receivables, payables, and so on. With ERP coming in, which SAP almost introduced in the industry, it linked all the various departments. So everybody would have real-time online information. And internet, of course, exploded it to join the companies all over the world onto the same platform. So one company with its offices in 100 countries can
Mm.
use the same SAP information in SAP system and know real-time online information everywhere in the world. So that makes decision making incredibly swift. That's one part of it. The second part of it is the integration. All the different, like you said, the different modules mirror the business processes. So if you have manufacturing, for instance, different manufacturing processes can be configured, so to say, in SAP, and you can keep working what you do and reflect that in SAP as you go along. So you can create your production orders, you can confirm them, so on and so forth, and everybody knows what the status is of the company at any point in time. So literally, you could draw up a balance sheet and a P&L whenever you wanted, because you have all the information available. And the functionality it provides enables the companies and their employees to do everything that they need to do on the system without having any need for any extraneous tools, Excel, Word, text files moving around, paper. So everything can be done on the same integrated software. So you put in an order now, the manufacturing will know what do they need to produce it. The finance will know, hey, when is it going to ship out and what's going to be my cash flow in relation to the payment coming from this customer. So the entire chain gets activated the moment you put in a sales order. So it's that powerful.
Wow, that's quite incredible. So it's like it just saves so much time, and also like it helps any new company to grow much faster, I think. So Yogi Kalra, tell us about your books on the SAP finance and supply chain that you've written, and more about that.
So I about 8-9 years ago, I was teaching at a not-for-profit place called Skills for Change in downtown Toronto. Mm-hmm. And so we had a lot of students, Canadians, new immigrants who wanted to make their careers, change their careers into SAP. Because SAP has all the different modules. So if you have been in finance, in AR or AP, or in sales, or in purchasing, you can make a career in SAP by learning SAP, how that process is going to be handled in SAP. So at that time, we decided to engage in some SAP courses, and I got involved with them. So I created a lot of course content over maybe 2 years' time, and we conducted a few courses relating to supply chain management and finance and controlling. From there emerged my idea of books, because so much work had gone in to create so much courses. Somewhere around 2016 or 17, I thought of, I think it was earlier, 2015, I thought of using that material, enhancing it, add more things which we would not be teaching, but are still a part of SAP, add it to that curriculum, and publish books. So that's how it started about 8 years ago. And so I had been teaching courses relating to finance, to supply chain management, to sales and distribution, and to materials management and purchasing. So that's how, let's say I was able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to say. And so that's how the books came out. And because I'd been working in the line for so long, it wasn't that difficult for me to put everything together. And then the technology changed. The original books were written on ECC. That was a version of SAP, what's it called? Even I forget right now. And then a new technology called S4 came in. So in the last few months, I've upgraded 2 of those books onto S4. And while as we talk, I'm in the process of upgrading them, the other 2 books also from ECC to S4. So hopefully they'll be out shortly too. So that's how my foray into book writing started for SAP.
Oh, that's fascinating. So any reader who's very new to SAP or doesn't really have any idea of it can pick up your book and like maybe even learn enough to become have it as a career, or have an option of it.
That's right. The books deal with 2 components. One is as a user, and the other is as an implementer. So if you want to become an SAP consultant like I am, then there are 2 components in that same book. So you can learn how to configure SAP, or if you're going to just have a career as an accounts payable manager or a clerk, you can just read the book and learn the usage part, how do you use SAP. And we also provide access, if anybody wants, to the system on which these books were written. So it becomes very easy to relate to them. When you look at a screenshot on paper, and then you can see it on the screen also in real time, it makes learning much faster. So short answer is that yes, anybody who wants to learn SAP can pick up a book, follow it along on the system, or even otherwise, and understand. Note that this does not give them an accounting degree. They still need to know what happens in accounts payable. It only tells them how do you do it in SAP.
Oh, okay. So they would need that qualifications background in accounting, basically.
That is
So just
correct.
the
And
basic
most will
knowledge.
have it. Otherwise, yeah, most will have it. Otherwise, they wouldn't go in for a career in SAP.
Ah, I see, I see. Okay, that's good though. At least this way, like instead of becoming a traditional accountant, they can go to SAP and it seems like a more broader, more opportunities to grow as well.
Much more opportunities.
Yeah.
Like I said, the way it is proliferating the industry, getting into smaller companies also as it becomes cheaper. You see, think of it as anything that comes out is expensive. It was
Mm,
expensive 20 years ago.
right.
I'm not denying that. Today, even smaller companies with 50 employees, 100 employees are using it. In fact, we have a customer in Montreal with just 30 employees, and they use it.
Incredible.
So yes, I mean, you need to know your domain knowledge,
Hmm.
but SAP is a tremendous career because the jobs are first people are in short supply. You don't
Oh,
have too many people available, so it's a very good career. That, of course, has enhanced the salaries or hourly rates that you get if you know SAP. So I would dare to say that you can probably make more than 50% more than you would otherwise if
oh,
you know SAP
oh.
in your domain, whatever it is.
That's very good. So a lot of job opportunities, and yeah, as you said, there's a demand, right? Supply and demand.
Yeah,
So if you have this, it'll definitely give you an edge. If you put it on your
that's right.
resume, that's going to look really good when applying for
Right.
these
Yeah.
companies. And it's very
The last
competitive,
one
right? So
oh
yeah.
yeah, when I looked up like Indeed a few months ago,
Hmm.
just searching for SAP jobs only in the GTA area, there were like over 4,000 of them, which
Wow,
required you to know SAP in some form or the other.
interesting.
So, so
Yeah,
yes, it's a tremendous. It's always been in demand. So, like I said,
right,
it's become to business ERP industry what Windows is to computers. So that kind of a
right.
market share, that kind of a proliferation, and so obviously, people are not available. The supply has not kept up with the demand.
It's incredible. So, Yogi, could you tell us more about your company, Innovat, and your offices in general, and what the work culture is like there in different countries? So you have one in Toronto, U.S., and India, right? So how you all manage all of those things like that?
So the head office is in Burlington, Ontario, and here we are just a few consultants, some senior folks who implement SAP, who provide services, who have knowledge. As well, in the US, we are not that big; we're just two people.
Hmm.
But again, we do the same thing. India is a development center
Hmm.
primarily, so we have about a dozen people there,
Okay.
and they are the ones who have been instrumental in developing our products, which I referred to in earlier. So we have four products which we have developed in-house. Now, SAP is think of it as a very, 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 very large Excel. There's lots and lots and lots that it can do. But at the end of the day, there is still only so much it can do because it's a packaged software. So there
Hmm.
are some things it doesn't do that well, or customers wish it did better. So we have developed four products that integrate with SAP. One is in data management, one is in policy management of companies. There's another one which deals with tracking of products all over the world and updates SAP with real-time information. And the fourth one is which scans invoices automatically online and creates accounts payables in the system. So our India office has been instrumental in developing these four products. So it's a development center. One of our products, in fact, received the search and research SRNED, as we call it, from CRA recently as a unique product, which has, I can't give the technology away, obviously,
Hmm.
but it's been regarded as a pathbreaker in terms of technology and received the SRNED award for 100% of the claim recently.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what we do. We're a bunch of senior consultants who do consulting here, and the offshore office is in products development.
Oh, that's interesting. So, yeah, this is very amazing. Like the amount of opportunities it's created, how much easier it's made life in general. Um, so, yeah, also like Yogi, I'm sure you've heard all, I mean, all the things that AI is doing these days, right? Like it seems like there's a little bit of a downturn in the tech employment. Do you have any thoughts about that? And maybe do you think the SAP still has a very vibrant future, or do you think it's going to be AI is going to be slowly taking over, something like that? Just your thoughts generally. Yeah.
So if you can't beat them, adopt them. That's the policy. And SAP's S4 system, and SAP has come up with something called a business technology platform, which actually uses, I would say, AI considerably. The S4 system that I referred to has over 250 different robotic processes inbuilt into it.
Okay.
So our own products also, we are almost at the verge of introducing AI in them, at least in one of them. The one for scanning the invoices, and we are working diligently to get the tracking product also with AI. So AI is going to be around, but AI can only work based on predictive analysis as of now. What it can't tell you is, what to anticipate. So it needs historical data to predict the future, but it's not heuristic. It's not intuitive. So it still needs data. But however, having said that, it's around. I think we should be more worried about natural stupidity than artificial intelligence. Both of them coexist. But SAP has been doing a lot of work with AI. So have we been as partners of SAP. So SAP ecosystem SAP is about little under 50 billion euros. The ecosystem is probably 400 billion euros, 10 times that almost. And so SAP has worked with its partners like us over the last 20, 25 years and built a lot of products along with the partners. So we are also incorporating AI and working with SAP closely to see how our products can integrate with their system, but it's already there. So SAP is already using AI in its flagship products.
I'm so glad to hear that. So you're working with AI, not against it, so that this can make. So yeah, like you said, human, you always need a human touch. So if they work together, you can get a much more efficient product and still make sure that there's more and more employment opportunities. And
that's right.
That's very good to hear. So Yogi, where can people get your books? And if you want to add anything else, you can do that now.
So they're going to be an exhibition when we set up our stall in Ottawa. We are our website, innovap.com. They can contact us and somebody will pick it up, and they're all available on Goodreads and Amazon anyway. So they're all there. If they go to Amazon, they search for my name and SAP, they will find them there. They're available world over, and most of them in hardcover as well as soft, but certainly in soft cover.
That's wonderful. Anyway, thank you so much, Yogi, for enlightening us about the SAP and giving us hope how AI can still work with humans, and how there's so many opportunities in IT still left, especially when people are a little bit, panicking a little bit. Oh, is AI going to take my job? But I think we're in the process of, this is something new, and still a lot of opportunities. It's still growing, I think, the opportunities for sure. And thank you so much for explaining all the technical details of that as well. And thank you everyone for joining us on the Ottawa Book Expo. Be sure to visit Yogi Kalra's website to get his books available on Amazon and all the other usual places where you can find books. And hope to see you at the Ottawa Book Expo, and hope you have a great trip here as well.
Thank you very much.
No problem.